What exactly is happening to Google Pixel devices? Why are they having a lot of dead book? Is the hardware of Google Pixel devices that bad? Like these Google Pixels that we are talking about are being compared to phones like Samsung iPhones, but when it comes to the hardware, I'm not gonna lie, they are still far behind. Okay, so this video is about the Google Pixel devices. You are going to learn why you are unable to repair that the Google Pixel. This video is for technicians. If you're interested in all this electronic stuff or to know about the phone, then the video is for you also. Okay, so what happened is that take a look at this Google Pixel that I have right here. The Google Pixel is not powering on. So when I connect it to my DC power supply, when you just connect it, the DC power supply won't show any like current leakage, right? Which that is normal. And you might think that okay, the phone, there is no leakage, the phone is okay, like at least because when you're connecting it, you are checking for current leakage, which is a short somewhere in the PCB, so the phone shows that it's okay. So the strange thing that happens right here is that when you press the power key, you will notice that there is a current trigger in the mobile phone, but the current trigger is very bad. So how is it bad? Let me explain something to you right here. With a well-functioning mobile phone, the phone that's supposed to power up normally, when you press the power key, you need to press the power key some few seconds before the phone actually turns on, right? So what happens with this Google Pixel device is that with a single click, you will see a trigger, a stable trigger, which was not supposed to be like that. So a well-functioning phone, when you click the power key, just one tap, the phone is supposed to show trigger and go back to 0, because just that single click, the CPU won't be able to get the information needed to send a whole signal to the power manager IC to hold its output. That's why with a single click, in a normal functioning phone, the phone needs to show that current trigger and drops down the current consumption that you see in your DC power supply. But when it comes to these Google Pixel devices, in which I've been repairing a lot and failing to repair a couple of them, and these ones that I'm failing to repair, they have almost the same problem. So why are they having a whole current trigger with just a single click? For you to understand this, you need to understand the boot sequence of a mobile phone. You need to understand the components that are related to the boot up circuit of your mobile phone. So what happens right here is that with a single click, the power manager IC triggers, and when the power manager IC triggers, it's going to send voltages to different parts, and with just that single click, the power manager IC and the CPU, the EMMC, has a process to go through. We have the reset signals for all these three ICs. We have the clock signals, we have the enable signals, and between the CPU and the hard disk, we have what we call the RX and the TX, and this is used when the phone is booting up. So if you know how to read your DC power supply, you will know, or if you have gone through my course, you will know how to read current states in the mobile phone when the phone is switching on, which means that if you see a certain amount of current consumption, you will know that this IC is okay. If you don't see this, you will know that this IC is bad. So in this Google Pixel devices, they consume 120 milliamperes to 150, which means that the power IC triggered the CPU already surpassed import mode. So the problem from here is when the CPU is trying to communicate with the hard disk and the power manager IC sends a voltage to the hard disk. So the hard disk, there is always a short in the hard disk in these cases, because I found out that these mobile Google Pixel devices that have this same problem, the hard disk is always heating up, so the heat, you might not be able to actually feel it with your hand, but if you have a thermal camera, which is very important, even though I don't have it, you will notice that the hard disk is heating up. So I'm going to show you another way to identify if the hard disk is the problem. So I'm going to connect this Google Pixel to my PC, and when you connect it to your PC without pressing any power key, just connect the battery, connect it, you will see that the phone is going to read in EDL mode. That's not supposed to happen. That happens when the hard disk is shorting. And I tell you what, if you get a Google Pixel behaving the way that I'm talking about, and you connect it to your PC, you will see that it's behaving the exact way that I'm talking about. And if you connect it to your DC power supply, you will see that it's behaving the exact way. And this Google Pixel device is always focused on the EMMC to check if it's okay, because in this case, like I said, the EMMC will heat up Okay, so yeah, you know the problem now. How can you solve this problem? First, you need to replace the EMMC. Some EMMCs might need reprogramming, but the EMMC getting hot means that the EMMC is damaged. I don't know if the power IC of these, the power IC that they use in Pixel 4 and Pixel 5, the power IC is not distributing the correct voltage that the hard disk needs, because in most cases it's the hard disk from half troubleshoot. And the way to solve that problem, you need to replace the hard disk first, reprogram the hard disk, flash the hard disk. You need to do all this just for the phone to function. Okay, first, how much is the customer ready to pay? I don't have reprogramming box. I don't do reprogramming. But when I work and I reach a certain level, I know that okay, I'm not able to solve this problem, either because the customer is not ready to pay for that phone, or because I don't have the tools to do that. And that's very important, and it also saves you a lot of time and taking a lot of time to troubleshoot. Meanwhile, if you know how to read all these connected phone and know that the problem is this, then yeah, you won't spend a lot of time doing this. Like recently, I receive a lot of Google Pixel devices. When I just connect it to my DC power supply, I see okay, the problem is coming from this side, and it saves me a lot of time rather than troubleshooting that phone, not knowing that I cannot solve the problem. The problem is coming from this end. So you see, all these things are very important to know. These are the basic and the theoretical things in which you need to know. Some people always say theory in mobile repairing is not important. How can you work without knowledge, man? So you can follow this in case you are watching this on TikTok. So it's right here. You can check me on YouTube. I actually teach all this in my course. If you want to learn all this mobile repairing stuff, the advanced level of troubleshooting, understanding all this, you can send me a message on WhatsApp for more information, or you can check the link in my bio in case you are watching this on TikTok, or check the link in the video description to purchase my course directly from my online store. So thank you, and see you soon.